Hi everyone, my name is Tanisha and beside me is Olivia and welcome back to Learning About Animals with us. Today I have brought another animal for you guys to take a look at. But first, let's recap from last week. We talked about the fact that there are four different types of reptiles. We have our crocodilians and alligators, we have our turtle and tortoises, we have our lizards, and then we have our snakes. And so those are the four types of reptiles that you can find. And so last week we looked at Big Mama, which she was a gecko, crested gecko, in the lizard family. So this week I've brought another animal for you guys to see. But first, before I pull them out, I want to talk to you about one thing that everybody knows about, and that is fear. So fear is a learned behavior. That is something that most people will see somebody else fearful of something, like a spider or reptiles or anything that people really don't have a lot of knowledge and understanding about. And so, because they don't have that knowledge and education on that animal, people become fearful of it. And so that is why I'm here to be able to let you know that these animals aren't something to be feared. And then once you learn about them and learn that they're not so bad, then you can at least start to respect them a lot more. And so that's why I brought my friend out to help you guys understand a little bit more about reptiles. And this is who I brought today. So Olivia, what is this?
A ball python?
Yes, this is a ball python. And these animals, this snake can be found in Central Africa. And the color patterning on the snake is exactly how you would see it out in this natural habitat. And so if you were to see this in Africa, this is about as big as it's going to get. Males get to be about 2 to 3 feet. Females can get about 4 feet. And so let's just talk about it a little bit. So the reason why it's called a ball python is because they actually do curl up in a really, really tight ball. And that could be used for defense, to get away from predators, because they tuck their heads down into that ball. And so you see these spots throughout their body. If a predator sees that from way up top, they think those spots are the head or its eyes. They actually call these alien head the way they're shaped. They kind of look like alien heads. And so they'll see those spots from way up high. They'll think that they're coming down to grab the head, and then come to find out it's not the head, and the head is safely tucked down into its body to where the predator cannot grab it. And so a lot of you see that triangular head, and a lot of people think that just because it has a triangle head, that means that it is the venomous snake. And actually, this is a non-venomous snake. And so here's another lesson for you. You have your non-venomous, and then you have your venomous. And a lot of times people will say, is that a poisonous snake? And the answer to that is no. There's really no such thing as a poisonous snake. However, there is one tiny exception of a snake that eats a poisonous animal. And then because of what that snake is eating, it does make it poisonous. But there's really no real poisonous snakes out there. They're venomous. And so this is a non-venomous snake. And so that would mean that it is actually a constrictor. And so what a constrictor means is that it will grab its prey, it will squeeze it really, really, really tight until that predator passes away, and then it eats it. And so they like to squeeze really, really tight. And so this is about as big as the snake will get. So this is a full-grown adult, and they do lay eggs. So how does it feel, Olivia? Want to touch it?
It feels really smooth and scaly.
It does feel very smooth and scaly. See, a lot of people will think that they're really, really slimy. And these snakes are not, or snakes in general are not slimy at all. Because the way I see it, if they were slimy and they were on the ground constantly, that all that yuckiness and stuff on the ground would build up and they wouldn't be able to move very well. And so a snake is actually really good at climbing. These aren't much climbers, big at climbing, but they do have the ability to be able to climb. And their body is just one huge muscle. So this snake can really squeeze pretty tight, and you can feel the muscles contracting in its body. And so their bottom, or you can see their bellies have a different form of scales on there. And so those scales are actually able to grab onto things to help them move and pull themselves up if they need to climb on something or just slide across the ground. They're able to do that with ease because of the scales and their muscles in their bodies. And so these are pretty unique creatures for them not having arms or legs to get around. So you have anything to say about them? So these animals can live to be about 30 years old, even older in human care. In the wild, they can be about 15 years old or so because they do have to worry about predators in the wild. So that is a ball python for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to text me, message me, call me, whatever you have, and I will answer those questions for you as well. Oh, she wants me to tell you his name. His name is Thunder. And so he's really sweet. He's a really friendly snake. So that is Thunder, the ball python for you. And you guys have a great rest of your day.